Is it? Well, here we are with another two Doctor Who fans, supposedly. We have Melissa and we have Robin.
Hello.
Dear God. Before we begin, is there anything you guys would like to plug? Any art, any YouTube, anything that you are doing right now that you'd like to promote?
Not really.
No.
I mean, I make art, I guess. That's Space Void Art.
Very nice. Very nice. I'll put the
If
link
you
in the
want to look me
description.
up on Instagram or Twitter, do that. If you like good artwork and good pieces of when Doctor Who was good.
You've been drawing some Hartnell stuff then?
Silence.
Yeah, of course. Unearthly Child, the only canon episode.
Of course. That's the only critique we can have. Like, Chibnall might be okay, but it's not Unearthly Child Part 1.
Yeah, that's good for you. I'll see you later.
That's it, mate. Done. I'll send you the money in the post.
I'm off in a minute.
But no, the reason that we have this video is because not a lot of people can agree on the current era of Doctor Who. Surprising, right? I mean, everybody loved the Moffat era. Shocking. Different opinions.
Hit and miss.
Hit or miss. Sorry, no. Serious. Yeah, I feel like it's good to get the opinions of fans rather than the opinions of just Twitter, because I feel like Twitter is just an exaggeration of the general consensus. So first and foremost, Melissa, where do you begin with this era, and do you like it or do you dislike it overall?
Honestly, I tried to watch a few Jodie episodes and it didn't appeal to me. Like, I have tried to like it. It's not her as an actress. I like her in Broadchurch.
Yep.
It's literally the writer, Chris Chibnall.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get into the stories. Like, Moffat is he's all right. Russell T Davies is my writer. Like, his stories are amazing, but Chibnall's, they're just There's no word to describe how bad he is at writing, really.
Now, before we open that discussion up a bit more, Robin, what do you think?
I'm pretty much same boat, really. Nothing against Jodie. She's a very good actress. Like, visuals and everything step up. It looks way more cinematic than Doctor
Who. Oh, we've lost you. There we are.
And it's really nice to see it actually get a budget it deserves.
Oh,
but it's just the writing. It's just, it doesn't feel like, it feels like a jigsaw piece that's being jammed into the wrong place, really. And they're trying to force it in.
Legit, the stories don't make sense.
That's the point I was going to say, because a lot of people that I've been speaking to already will say the messages that come out of the stories are very confusing, the Doctor's motives are very confusing, the monsters are very confusing. You know, there's a lot of...
Especially the first monster just being like a teeth monster. Who thought of that?
My man Tim Shaw.
Just, I don't know, what should we do? Get teeth. That's scary.
It says something when Salad Man was more popular than Tim Shaw in that episode. The guy who just throws salad at him, yeah.
Just bring him back. He'll probably fit right in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very hard for me to begin to praise it, because there's probably one good story in the entirety of it, maybe two if you like either of the Dalek stories, but even that's pushing it out.
I mean, considering the Daleks are a bit overused nowadays.
Yes,
it just feels like, you know, easy backdoor, like, oh, just use the Daleks all the time.
Just because the Daleks have been with every Doctor. So.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's gotten so cheesy as well. Like, come on, fam, let's go.
No, it's tough.
Trying to be trendy and randomly filming it in Sheffield to try and be more, I don't know, diverse of the UK or something.
Yeah.
It's not London. Else. We can't do London.
Yeah.
No. Sheffield.
They've They just sort of got a map out and went, right, where's the most obscure place we can go?
What they did is they got a map out, they just put on a blindfold, and now they put a dart going, Sheffield.
It's like the Northerners are already complaining.
Go on.
Yeah. That's one of the things. Why Sheffield? I've seen nothing in the show that says that, that they've made use of to say that it should be filmed in Sheffield. Like, I don't quite get that myself.
Yeah.
Not that it's a massive problem. I get that a lot of the complaints were they're always in London, they're always in England. Go to a different country. Like,
exactly. Or planet, isn't that what Doctor Who's about? Why is it
I was about to
mainly
say.
in the UK?
Yeah.
For a show that's all about sci-fi, apparently the UK
And space,
sci-fi thing.
I know, like, I think it all begins with that first episode as well. So from the very get-go, the characters are off. The Doctor's characterization is weird. The characterization doesn't come through at all, and I still don't think it does. And we're, 3-4 years into a run now?
It's too politically correct. That's the problem. And they're trying too hard to make it that way that it's just becoming cheesy, pointless, just boring.
It's more of an agenda that they're trying to push them, like, tell a good story, really.
Yeah, and having like different companions of different ethnicities, and there's just so much politically correctness in it.
It would help if they, push that agenda with some good writing as well. Maybe people wouldn't complain about it as much.
I mean, no one complained when they had diverse companions in the past.
No
one cares.
Look at Martha. Martha's fantastic.
Exactly.
No one cares. Just tell a good story.
Yeah.
Back then, they wasn't pushing it in our faces. Now it's like, I don't know. It's too forward.
Yeah. I can completely see that point. But it's even things like, what can you tell me about Ryan Sinclair? As a character, what do we know about it?
Goodness knows, I stopped watching.
Stop. He's got dyspraxia.
Aside from the fact that, well, he's ethnic.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that he's not from Sheffield. He puts on this terrible South Yorkshire accent, and he's just so off-putting.
It's just, I can't put my finger on it. Like, you have the elements for a good trio of characters, but they've got nothing about them.
Yeah, they're so dull.
Like, can you even remember? Yaz is a policewoman. Do you know how many times that's been mentioned? 3 times in 3 years. There's so much you can do with that, and they just don't.
Why did it really make sense for a policewoman to come on all these adventures when she's a policewoman?
You could say that, yeah.
I know it's like you could easily just have the Doctor be like, all right, let's go on an adventure. I'll bring you back just before we left.
Yeah. That's usually how it works, right?
But it just feels like they just did it to be like, hey guys, look, we've got a policewoman.
Yeah. It's such a weird, again, I remember there's Graham, who in the first season everybody loved, because everyone loves Bradley Walsh. And then in the second season, he became annoying as hell, in my humble opinion, anyway. Like, even the good things they had, they've slowly whittled away. It's very.
Don't get me started on the New Year's special episode.
Here's a great concept. We'll have the Doctor in prison. That sounds wonderful. How long did it take for it to get out? 10 minutes? If that.
They portray her as stupid as well. The Doctor's smart.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the Doctor. He or she is always 10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because she's old and wise.
She acts like she won. She's like, oh, I don't know what you're up to. When really, she knows exactly what's going to happen.
When I
even before they think it.
When I first saw it, I was thinking they were going for like a 5th Doctor vibe, where he was just a really vulnerable Doctor. Not stupid, vulnerable. where he's under more pressure than usual, but he still gets it done in the end. And we didn't get that. We didn't get the second half of that idea of the character, you know? It's really, really sad. Or you could have had it be like the Seventh Doctor, where they act dumb, and then in the fatal moment, they completely outwit the opposition. But again, they haven't done that. I don't know. And
the difficult thing is they only really done it once, or like a handful of times. What I saw is like the Doctor adjusting to the fact he's now a woman. Like, yeah, of course it'll come like second nature because he's used to regenerating and all that, but
yeah,
they could have played into them adjusting a bit more. Like,
there's a lot that you can do with that narrative-wise, and they just left it. Right.
The only thing I like about Jodie is probably her outfit, because in an interview she said it was based on the sky. It was such a cute little segment. And the braces, they're based on what did she say now? I think it was Votes for Women or something. So wow. I mean, that's cool. That's like empowering, I suppose.
Yeah,
that's really cool. And again, all of this is nothing against Jodie. Jodie's awesome. Jodie's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But
where's Robin gone?
They'll be back. They'll be back.
I got someone burst in, so I had to, leave for a second.
Oh,
hello!
Chibnall just knocked at your door, innit?
What are you saying about more series?
I've heard you've been talking. No, I cannot do this video without talking about the most recent season and the most recent season's finale, because that is the most controversial part. The Timeless Child. The Doctor is now the most important person in Gallifreyan history. Navy
You're
Universe.
lucky this is filled with tea. You're lucky with that.
Yeah, why is Chibnall changing the rules?
Looms are canon. But there was already an explanation out there for all of this that they could have resurrected into the show, and they just didn't do it. It's fine. I'm not mad. Promise you.
I don't know. And there's less figures now as well, like less merch and like Forbidden Planet and stuff.
Oh yeah, I took a picture when I went there a couple of weeks back, and it's 2 shelves, half shelves as well in Liverpool.
That's painful to just hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when we first met, all of us, and Doctor was kind of at its height of popularity. Well, not even its height, like it was still in its heyday. You could walk into any of those shops and probably more than half the shop would be covered in Doctor Who merch,
Yeah, because it was so popular. Now no one wants to buy it. So they're like, right, we'll just scrap that. We won't do that.
Yeah, we'll give you like a Titans figure and a TARDIS. Maybe 1 or 2 mugs. That's what you get.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
You know what? You've been good. Yeah, have a coaster. Not even a t-shirt.
I don't want your coaster.
The only thing I'll say right now that's a saving grace in Doctor Who is how much people are appreciating Big Finish and the classic releases, because the show is so divisive at the minute. Other aspects of the show are finally getting their love and appreciation. That's the only positive I can really think of,
I just hope Chip
real
will leave.
positive I can think of Doctor Who is, again, visuals.
Yeah.
Visually, it's stepped up its game and it looks better than ever before. Like, this is what Doctor Who should have been from the get-go.
Yeah.
Does it have a bigger budget now?
I mean, like, think visually, it's never looked this good.
But is that just because, like, technology?
I think so. I think also it's the fact Peter Capaldi was the biggest actor they've ever had to play the role. There's probably a lot of money just to keep him there, wasn't there? So maybe without having to pay someone like Peter Capaldi, they can afford to. That's only a guess. I'm not entirely sure, but
it just kind of feels like they're clawing along now.
Yeah.
Ever since Twice Upon a Christmas, like you end Like, if it ended with that,
Yeah.
that could have been a really good high note. You have the most recent Doctor meet them very first.
Except for
Like-
their characterization of the first Doctor, but we won't get into that today. That's a debate for another day. Like, it was wonderful to see him, though, and David Bradley did him justice, in terms of actual portrayal.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does it quite well.
And it
Isn't he
just feels
returning as well?
Supposedly, yeah. Supposedly they haven't penciled in for the 60th, which would be gang. Why not?
Like, if it's 60th, then that's all right. Well, don't have him for an episode.
No, they've shown that they can't do that. They've already shown. I suppose Polly isn't around here anymore.
But yeah, the Doctor's not going to agree with himself what he previously said, but
Yeah.
you know he wouldn't agree with it, but still they'd just be like, you know what, I was thinking like that. That was a different person. That's not me. It is, but it isn't. And that's how the Doctor's always viewed himself in these multi-Doctor stories.
Especially in the
you're
Five
me,
Doctors, yeah.
But you're a different person.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm guessing that there really isn't anything redeemable in your guys' view anyway. There's not too much redeemable about this at all at the minute.
No, not the way things are at the moment.
At the minute, like, there is a chance it could get better, but with the current direction, it just feels like it's going to take a nosedive any second now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus their reputation, people are just going to assume it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, think the finale, you could have had like an all new monster or bring back like a huge threat that we've never seen in years, but you're just like, no, just have the Daleks. Have the Daleks inside of me.
Literally remake Remembrance of the Daleks, because why not?
Just, just throw the Daleks in.
Yeah.
Again.
Yes, but we all love the Daleks, but you get kind of sick of seeing them now.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like, just have the Daleks again. It doesn't feel like, you're excited to see them. Like, say if we went a whole 1 or 2 series without them.
Yeah.
You have this big build up, and then next thing you know, they're back. Even more threatening than before.
That's why it was kind of nice that they didn't use them in Series 11. So throughout Jodie's first season, they weren't there. That was kind of nice. But the problem is they didn't have anything good to replace it with. You'll see in other eras, Moffat had Weeping Angels, he had Silence, he had all these monsters where you could just go, we don't need the Daleks for a bit. We've got other things going on. And Russell Davis had a bunch as well, of course. Including...
the fact they brought back the Zygons, and they seem even more threatening than the Daleks nowadays.
Yeah.
Guess Chibnall's just running out of ideas. You can't think of any new monsters or any to bring back, so...
I feel like this will be his last year anyway, because of just how poorly that second season finale was perceived. I think he's going. That's my personal view. I don't know, but...
Yeah, sci-fi isn't his thing. He's better at dramas, like Broadchurch.
Yeah, he's good at Broadchurch. He's all right with that. Give me Neil Gaiman or give me the person who wrote Black Mirror, something like that. Give me them as a showrunner,
Yeah, even Moffat was better. Gee.
I never thought those words would leave anybody's mouth, but yeah.
Like, I think every Doctor Who fan can agree, like...
He'll be like a minute.
A series has it, and it's like, oh, that episode was so good! But try and ask someone about these 2 series.
The only one you're going to say is Rosa, and even that had its flaws.
No, that's what I was going to say. Don't use Rosa.
Yeah.
Take any other episode, what you got.
It takes you away, I guess. And even that's a bit boring.
I know, it's just humiliating to be a Doctor Who fan these days with the current writing.
100%. The only thing I can personally give Chibnall credit for, this is only in my opinion, he knows how to write Sidemen. he showed that in last season. He was actually quite good with them, and I don't think Moffat ever was. And in the first run around, at least, he actually wrote the Daleks well. In that first special, he did really well with them. So he can clearly write recurring monsters well. He's quite good at that. Maybe you should do it more often.
Yeah. Find your skill set, just do it.
Yeah.
Just be good.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, it's as simple
Chibnall
as
good.
Just improve a Lamau.
Oh god. I think that's our final word on him then. Just improve Lamau.
Yeah. I don't have much to say on him. It's just simple.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from this being about this current series, it's more about who as a whole.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like it's losing steam.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like it's losing it. It feels like it's lost its steam now.
It's looking very like late 80s Who.
There's no fresh ideas.
What does that mean? What new stories can you tell? I mean, you can tell new stories, like so we have in history of the Doctor, like go somewhere that's never been seen in Doctor. Like you could easily build that back up and build up spread. What are you going to do with the Doctor that hasn't been done before?
Well, you see, they could have explored Gallifrey again, but they destroyed it again. Moffat does.
I can't keep up with it all.
No.
Plus, this might sound controversial.
Go on.
The fact they brought back Gallifrey, that's interesting. Instead of having it be destroyed, have the Doctor forget everything like they did. When they reincarnate, everything's wiped from the head except a few key points. Have it, they're trying to hunt down Gallifrey again to try and get home.
Yes.
If you wanted that to be a series-long story, different planets each episode, getting closer and closer. Maybe at the very end, that's when you can have the Master, and maybe I know it probably sound like just bonkers, but you could probably do it. You had the right writers. The Master's control of Gallifrey now.
That's not as crazy as you sound, because that's been pitched before. When I was interviewing,
he's the one in control.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd be down for that completely.
But think, have the Master in control, but that's where it ends. You don't have the episode; it just ends on that. So then you could have a hook to bring people back in for another series.
I'd like it. I'd really like it.
Because just think, like the Doctor gets on Gallifrey, goes to like the High Council or something, and they're sitting in the throne. You just think, oh, it's gonna be wrestling. It's gonna be a huge tunnel we've never seen. You've just got the Master sitting there and going, "Hello, Doctor. Long time no see."
I'd love it. I would adore that.
Cut it off.
But yeah, I just want to see improvements. That's my last view on it, really. But people are going to hear that a bunch of times in this video. I just want it to be better.
I wonder if they will carry it on after Chibnall, or they'll just be like, let's scrap this for a bit.
Either or is a good
I mean, if they scrap it, that'll feel like a stake in the heart. Like,
yeah.
So that's it. We're going to end on a low point. You don't want to end on a high point.
I know.
But what else can they do? If a show's been beaten to death so much, I mean, look at something like The Simpsons. No matter how you end The Simpsons these days, it will be a low point, in my opinion.
Well, that's the thing.
Can a writer bring it
Use The
back?
Simpsons as a good example. People find gems with the modern episodes.
Yeah.
But that's a problem. Like, they're far and few between. But you can't say that with Doctor Who nowadays.
No. I've literally just stopped watching it now. I've tried, but...
I will find someone who has a good opinion on, or rather a positive opinion on this at some point. But
it's not a biased interview. We all hate it.
Chibnall bed.
You find one person.
But no, it's like there's so much more this show can do, and I can't wait to see it. And it will happen. I'm sure it will happen.
I hope so.
Because it's been part of all, we're at the age where it's been on since we were like 4 or 5 years old. Like we were introduced to Modern Who as it began. So it would just be really sad for it to go, I think. But maybe that's
Yeah,
for the
I remember
best.
watching my first episode being blown away back in 2005, but now I'm lucky if I can sit for the first 5 minutes of a modern one.
Listen, all you just need to hear is the intro, and then you're like, yeah, I'm done. I've had my film.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are all these
sounds like it's
plots?
underwater.
Yeah, what is that title sequence about?
Like, once again,
I
Capaldi's
guess it's
wasn't
trying to be
great.
stylistic, but
It's a bit mad.
Mm.
But yes, this has been really helpful. Thank you, guys. And let's see what other people say, shall we? Because it's all about the opinion. It's all about what the fans really think. And what we think is Chibnall Bed.
no, Chibnall Best. What are you talking about?
After all of that, you were saying psych.
Chibnall wrote Unearthly Child Part 1, obviously. Yes, right, I've got downtime. This is the big plot twist Doctor Who needs.
I directed it. Just him with the Thanos gauntlet, with the Infinity Gauntlet, sorry.
It's just got the time stone, that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing but just time stone is time stone is time stone is time stone.
Reality can be whatever I want.
Yeah, baby.
All right, there we are. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you for your time.
It's all right.
There we are.